Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost enables you to double your bet with no interest. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge to get started today. We're also brought to you by Bird Dog Shorts. The world's greatest shorts are hooking up with you with a free Yeti style tumbler when you order over at birddogs.com/pool. That's birddogs.com/pool. And now for theme music. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, the man. In the box. Coming to you live on Wednesday. Wednesday, June 14th, I want to say. I want to say that because it's correct. Noon Pacific. A couple minutes a little later on. Come on into the show. Let me retweet myself from the main page just to get some people to come in here for the live show. So I know a lot of people listen to this live on the on the podcast later on, but there's a few people who join live on YouTube, which I welcome everyone to do so. I'm going to quote tweet. That's what I'm going to do. Look at that. So they can come in with the comments. Because the Twitter feed video is not the best, you know? Or maybe you don't know. I don't. I know, because I'm a man. I'm a viral man. Come in now to the comments. That's how many viral man I am. I'm not a viral man. Anyway, sorry for the slow start. I always do this because, like I said, I'm the man in the box. I am by myself in here. They just lock me in here and say, have at it. But welcome to today's show. We will have, it's a U.S. Open show. U.S. Open, it's in Saudi Wood. The U.S. Open is in Saudi Wood. It's this weekend here in Los Angeles. Saudi Arabia is coming on in. The LIV merger. I gotta turn this thing off because I'm looking at me. You ever watch a video of you doing a video? Not fun. Not fun to look at. Anyway, well, recap the championship game and the bombs from the last show as well. We'll have a man in the box at the end with not sure what I want to get into the man in the box. Well, you'll see what we get into. But first, let's recap real quick. We got to hurry up because I have so much to talk about with the U.S. Open and a lot of bombs to give out. Somewhere between 9 and 11 bombs I'm going to give out. That's just a bomb. Anyway, last night the Vegas Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup. They smoked out the Florida Panthers 9-3, 12 goals scored. How about that Florida coach, poor Maurice? Well, Maurice leaving the goalie Bobrovsky in there for all 9 goals. That was a jerk. That was a jerk move on his part, if you ask me. But you know, I mean, come on, asshole. You pull the goalie for every game, but you take it. You take this all in, wear it, as they say, for your shenanigans on the bus because he has personality problems. But Vegas won. We went, let's see, what did we do with our bombs? We did not do great last night's bombs. We went 1-3. We hit the one prop there. We hit the Sam Bennett over. He had like 6-7 shots. That one cleared easy. We missed Barkov. He only had one shot. And then we lost. Then we played 2 overs in a game that had 12 goals in it, and somehow we lost it. We had Florida Panthers over half a goal first period. They got nothing. And we had the Panthers to score a goal in the first 10 minutes in the game. I mean, with the first 10 minutes, that didn't happen somehow. And they had a breakaway with 2 minutes into the game. That would have changed everything. That would have done everything. But anyway, how do you miss these overs and shots when there's 12 fucking goals in there? But I'm cursing out early. It's supposed to be a celebration. Congratulations to the Vegas Golden Knights. We did bank. Oh, we got to. I need a cash register sound or something for this one because we had a nice bank with the Conn Smythe MVP. The Conn Smythe is the MVP, like we said. And hockey, all the awards, you don't know what they are. They're named after viceroys and prime ministers. And
yes, sir.
We had Jordan Marchessault to win it at 9-1. We gave out before the series, and he pillared a post. So that was a big bank for us here at the Bottom Line Bombs. He was off at -500 before the game last night. He was even money after 2 games. He went from 9-1 to even money after 2 games. And we shipped it at 9-1. I wanted to also I gave him out also as the top goal scorer of the Stanley Cup. And I tried to place that on Bet Online. They never wouldn't let me do it. They would always like, that market's not available right now. Come back later. Check with us later. Anytime I say check with us later, they're pulling shenanigans. And they knew that I knew something. And turns out I'm glad they shut me out because last night would have been a bad beat of all bad beats. And I'm sorry if you did have Marchessault for top goal scorer. He had 4 goals going into it, way above everyone else, except for Alex Stone, who had 2 goals. Alex Stone only had a fucking hat trick last night, and Marchessault got shut out. So he loses that 5-4. But we'll take that MVP at 9-1, no problem. But and now the long-suffering Vegas fans. And how to borrow them. I'm just looking at all these things. The long-suffering Vegas fans get to win and celebrate in Las Vegas. I'm just gonna hit sound bites. That's the big joke everyone has. Like, these long-suffering Vegas fans. What? We only accept championships for towns if they've suffered. We need fans to suffer for us to. Fine, like, okay, fine. You deserve it. You deserve it. Like Denver Nugget fans, fine. You deserve it. Nuggets haven't won one. You've lost before. Like Vegas, you haven't lost before yet. This is your 6th year. And in your first year, you made it to the goddamn cup because the commissioner changed all the rules for you. These fans are so new to the game that they didn't even know you're supposed to boo the commissioner when he comes out. Even if you do like him, which you probably should like him since he's the one who gifted you this cup by changing the rules. But it doesn't matter. He comes out, you boo him, you mother F him. That's the tradition in hockey. You dumb Vegas fans don't even know that. You haven't suffered. Although if you live in Las Vegas, that's suffering enough. The traffic alone is suffering. But I just love that theory that, like, no, they don't deserve it. They haven't gone through pain. You got to go through my pain in order to. There's a lot of talk too where people didn't think hockey was going to work in Las Vegas, which I thought, why not? It's the perfect sport for fucking Vegas. Like, well, people come there. They have their own hometown teams. Yeah, they have their hometown teams for other sports, not hockey. Nobody knows hockey. They're all learning hockey on the fly like the rest of us. I always say that. And there's like 2 American cities that's actually hockey towns, and nobody lives in them. They're 100 miles north of St. Paul. These hot cities, warm cities, they don't know hockey, but it's fun to learn as you go. And Florida fans, don't worry. That's the best thing about hockey. Once your team loses, it's a fun ride. And once your team loses, once it was 6-2 last night, turn it off. Who gives a shit? You clap your hands, you like a blackjack dealer, like you're changing tables. That's no emotional attachment whatsoever. Like, whew, what was I thinking? Get back to Dolphins mini camp. How's Tua doing? Because that was embarrassing what I was just doing. Let alone the Miami Heat. Then I was watching these guys. Jesus, I was saying mucking and grinding. I was saying biscuit in the basket. Who the fuck am I? What I grow up in Thunder Bay? I'm from Jacksonville, for crying out loud. I always said when you get on a hockey run, your team goes into playoffs. It's great. It's like an affair. And then as soon as they lose, you're like, oh God, immediate regret. What did I do? I got a family I got to get home to, called football. So you throw some money on hockey's counter and you say, hey, be cool about this hockey. Don't you be telling the Dolphins that I was doing all this. Good Lord, what was I doing last night? Anyway. So congratulations to the Las Vegas Golden Knights and their long-suffering fans. That's going to be a fun party. I mean, my God. I love the Stanley Cup presentation too. The greatest trophy in sports. They give it the white glove treatment. Like they bring out the cup is in the building, and they have these guys in tuxedos and white gloves, like they're bringing out this this fucking mummy, this fine piece of art, and they bring it out, and then 20 minutes later, it's going to be at the fucking Spearmint Rhino. Two strippers are going to be doing a cream pie in the middle of a cup. I mean, the shit that cup is going to go through is what I'm trying to say. It's going to be up and down that strip in disgusting places. And they're giving it the white glove treatment. I love it. That's Aiden Hill last night. That's cocaine bear noise anyway. All right. Okay. So let me take a quick break. It's a quick ad read. It's not a quick break. And then I'll talk about the NBA. I'll talk about the NBA championship real quick. And then I'll get into the U.S. Plenty of U.S. Open set bombs in Saudi wood. But first, let me tell you about Edge Boost. This episode is supported by Edge Boost, the world's first bet now, pay later Visa card. That means if you deposit into a bankroll in a sports book, you use Edge Boost, they'll double it up to $2,500. And you pay them later. And imagine what you can do with that. You can bet on futures. You can bet on, next year's cup. Make it the Florida Panthers this time if you want. Whatever. That won't tie up your bankroll. You can even use it to hedge if you're one of those cowards. Now, Edge Boost is not some sleazy loan shark. They charge 0 interest. Think of them as a edge carp, I like to say, just a fish that's swimming around, minding its own business. There for you if you need them. I think that's what carp do. I don't know for sure. I'm not a fish guy. I don't even like the band Fish. What do they call that row? Fish row? Whatever. Fish row. Fish row! Radio row of fish. No, it's like a drug row. Like whatever the hell it's called. Anyway, the LA concert. And it doesn't matter. Anyway, support SGPN and grow your bankroll by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge. To sign up at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge. Must be 21 years old to use. Problem gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Does Fish, the band, and Grateful Dead fans, do they clash at all? I always wondered that. Because obviously they're very similar to hippie, travel the road, traveling and fucking fan base. But do they not like each other? I can see them not liking each other. Kind of like how USFL and XFL fans don't like each other for some God knows reason. Like you guys are the same, looked down upon pieces of trash. Get along. There's room for both of you.
Woo! It's smoking my weed.
Speaking of which, smoking your weed is right as the NBA championship happened in Colorado. I'm doing that voice too much, I think. It's just coffee. I apologize for that voice. That voice is too much. No, I just heard my voice do that. I'm like, what am I doing? Colorado. That's fun to do. Denver specifically. And we used to say Denver, Colorado has to be their thing. Weed. Denver and their weed. And now everyone has weed, so it's really not a big thing. You go there, Denver, actually their thing is just drugs, and weed just happens to be a part of it. I was just there. They're like offering, after the shows, they're like offering, do you want some mushrooms and Coke? Like, what? What kind of combination is that? You listen to your heartbeat, then it melts, and you watch it heart trace. It's fun. Yeah, no, I'm good. That game, we chopped our props. We had the over, which did not come close. I only lost by 30. But I was right not to take the Nuggets minus the 8.5. They played awful, but Miami just played worse. They're both. It's a pretty bad game, to be honest with you. But we hit the over. We hit Kyle Lowry over. We hit Gordon's over. Or not Gordon. Porter's over. That's what we hit. Porter, Lowry. We missed Vincent, and we missed the over the game. So we chopped that 2-2. But that wasn't the story. The story is Denver win. You knew Denver was going to win. Then Jokic wins the MVP. Obvious. He was the best. He still is the best. He's been the story ever since. He's been hilarious. He hates basketball, apparently. He hates he hates America. He hates you, quite frankly. That's what it is. He hates me and he hates you. He won the title. Like, what are you going to do now? He's like, I'm going to go home. The job's over with. Time to go home. All right, but you're hanging around for the parade, aren't you? What? When's the parade? Thursday. Fuck. All right, then I'll go home Friday to my horses. That's all I want to do. Let's go to my horses. Here's the thing with Denver. The whole season, or the whole playoffs, they complained. The players complained. The coach especially complained. How nobody talks about them. How we're exciting. Come on. We win. And you guys talk about the Lakers beating us. You talk about the Lakers losing. Why don't you talk about us winning? And then Chris Mannix said they're just not exciting to talk about. And then everyone got furious at that, which obviously he's half right. One, that just mean you can say, well, that just means you're a bad writer. He's not a bad writer. But it's just not what people want to hear. People don't want to hear the breakdown of why they're good on the court. They're not going to read that shit. No one reads that shit. They want drama. The NBA is all about fucking drama and memes and Black Twitter. Black Twitter runs the league. And they're hilarious. And they drag you. It's a big roast. The NBA is just one giant roast. Jimmy Butler is getting roasted now. He was a god up until a couple days ago. And now, and that's all it is. It's one big roast battle until there's one winner who can't get roasted. Even Jokic, who wins, is getting roasted for not being excited. But then Butler, they're making memes like, Michael Jordan, can't believe you have said he was my son. Fuck off, you piece of shit. And pictures of him not helping Bam out. That's why I say Bradley Beal is the ideal NBA player. What you want to do is be great, get a lot of money like Beal does, and just never make the playoffs. So no one can watch you fail on a national stage. Because as soon as you fail on a national stage, like Butler did in the fourth quarter of that game, when he gave away the that pass and everything, and that awful three he put up there. Now he just gets roasted. And they gifted him those 3 free throws. That was, oh my Lord. That was my only disappointment of Miami not winning that game. I mean, I wanted the series to keep going, but that would have been incredible if Miami won that game because of that horrible, horrible review over not overturned foul call. Butler shot at 3. They called a foul. They showed a replay. There was no foul. He just kicked Gordon in the balls. It was an on the ball foul, if you will. He kicked him in the balls, and they called a foul on Gordon's balls. The testicles is a hand. The testicles is part of the ball, part of the hand, I guess. It's a part of the foot, which is part of the hip, part of the ball. I mean, it was insane. So he's gifted him 3 free throws. Actually, Miami has the lead with 2 minutes to go. If Miami would have won that would have been the single thing. That's all anyone would have talked about. I mean, listen, is the NBA fixed? Yes. In ways that people think, no, it's not. It's not fixed ultimately, but when it can be, like when they can go on the phone and go to New York, hey, what do I do now? You give Butler 3 free throws, what you do. What do I tell him? Who cares? Make it up. Say he nipped his face, but he didn't. It doesn't matter. We'll go right through this. Parts like that, like, yes, that's fixed. And they want it for TV. They wanted to make it. I'm not saying they wanted Miami to win, but they wanted that game to be tighter and more dramatic. Because if they didn't turn it around, the game was over right there. I mean, there's literally no other explanation of why they called those 3 free throws than overturn a foul where Jimmy Butler kicks a guy in the balls and they call the foul on the guy's balls. Fucking amazing. Anyway, back to Denver. I can play this all the time. Oh, and welcome. If you are into YouTube, I comment in there, by the way. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Denver saying they're not dull, and people are saying they're dull. And then they proved it because then Denver went. All right, fine, Denver, we'll talk about you. Denver wins a championship, and then this is what they do. They prove to be the dullest team ever. Jokic wanted to be anywhere but there, winning a title, growing up in a Serbian plant. Well, the job's done. Time to go home. Going home Friday. They tried to show him that champagne. He's barely shaking it. That was fun. And then here, look at him and Jamal Murray jumping in the pool together in the trainer's pool. It was like an 8th grade graduation party. They're fucking dorks. I mean, dorks in a multi-million-dollar world-class athlete champions have sex with the most beautiful women in the world kind of way. That kind of way of a dork. But I'm the man in the box, so I can say that. I relate. You know what? I relate to Jokic. When Jokic hates his job, and that's what he said afterwards. Everyone hates their job, right? If they don't, they're lying. All right, Jokic, but you're not supposed to hate your job. Even if you do, lie to us, because we really hate our jobs, and we are adult children looking up to you, even though you're 20 years younger than us. Just lie to us and say you like this, and I get it. He was born 7'2", whatever. He's a monster. He's just bigger than everyone, and he has no choice. I have to play basketball. I'm great at it, and I was born this way. That's like me. I'm the man. I mean, you think I want to do this either, Jokic? Be the man in the box in here? Giving these incredible takes with commentary, picks with bits for tobacco use only? No, I don't want to do this. I hate this. But I was born to do it. God blessed me, the man in the box, to give this incredible commentary twice a week. That's what he did. This is my vocation, my calling, Jokic. I get it. Listen, we hate it, but we can't tell the dumb public that, Jokic. All right? Let me give you a little tip, Jokic. The public's beneath us. They are not nearly as talented as we are, me and you. The man in the box and should have been 3-time MVP of the NBA. But these people look up on us, Jokic, okay? You can't just say, "Hey, I want to go FaceTime with my horses back in Serbia." You gotta throw them a bone. So now we're gonna coach you up for the parade on Thursday. There really is a PR team coaching him up to have fun on the parade on Thursday. That's Jesus Christ. You gotta love him. You gotta love Nikola Jokic. So anyway, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets for winning the NBA title. They're a worthy champion. Not only are they a great team, their fan base a little annoying, but they've suffered. So that's all that matters. Unlike Vegas, who didn't suffer. Tell you what, we don't have to suffer with anymore. That's Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. That was their thing. their thing. Shannon Sharp. That was a story. Shannon Sharp quit the show the day after the NBA Finals, and he gave a speech. He gave a fucking speech. I don't like to get into too much about other sports radio, but this is all people talk about on Twitter. And Shannon Sharp, there's a lot of, speculation. They do a debate. If you don't know, Shannon Sharp, they do a debate show, just like Stephen A. Smith. As a matter of fact, Skip Bayless is he's created all this pretty much. He was the mentor to Stephen A. Smith, all this, which I never get why Stephen A. gets a pass and Skip Bayless doesn't. I mean, I get it. Everyone hates Skip Bayless, and for good reason. He's terrible. But the shit Stephen A. is terrible at too. But they say, it's performance art. But it's the same thing fucking Skip does. Anyway. Skip went to bat for these guys. These guys debate, and they do these annoying debate shows where they yell opinions about every. I get it, and that's what the sports culture is now. It's all TV is, or sports TV is now. Opinions that they don't care about, they don't believe in. They could switch the opinion mid debate. It wouldn't matter. But what I love about it is, and how serious this world is because they fucking all listen to this Twitter. So anyway, Shannon Sharp quits, and he cried, basically, thanking him for this journey. This quote, this is amazing. I gotta play a little bit of this. Let me see what we can do here.
And last but not least, Skip Bayless. You fought for me, bro.
Skip listening. Yeah, testify, brother. Skip Bayless is the corniest fucking white dude. He just talk about jock sniffer. But at the same time, he's the one who famously just called Troy Aikman gay in his book. Flat out called him gay. Aikman still hates him. Anyway, here we go.
Did I?
I'm here because of you. You've allowed me to share the stage with you. You've allowed me to share the platform.
The platform is a morning time sports debate show on Fox Sports 1.
I'm going to cry in the car, but I'm not going to cry now. The opportunity that you gave me to become what I became, I'm forever indebted to you. I'll never forget what you did for me. You've helped me grow more than you ever know.
Skip Bayless exhaling. And he's taking it like a boxer in the corner. Oh, you'll help me like you never know. Did say LeBron James is terrible.
Okay, this is not easy for me either. But
one more thing before you go, Skip.
Okay.
He's still interrupting him. That's part of the reason why he left, because he interrupts. And I get why. I mean, I don't know how they did for 7 years ago. I mean, I do. You get paid to lie. That's what people understand. This is all a fucking lie. None of these people hate each other. None of these people even care about anything they say, including me.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, I gave you everything I had.
You did.
I gave you
which is why I want
to. Well, all I ask, when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know that I gave you everything I had. Gave you everything. What do you think you guys are doing? They really think this is like the Lord's work. I gave you everything I had. Oh, man. I've been in the box the whole time. I didn't even have my fucking bracket, I think, Sean. I mean, you imagine laying your head on a pillow. I wonder if Shannon gave me everything he had when he was talking about the top 5 power forwards of all time today. You know what he was? He was. When he was debating whether the designated hitter should be universal, he gave me every ounce he had.
you for all you have given to me. When I first took this.
Oh, my God. Dear fucking God. I can't listen to that anymore, but this is hilarious. What do these people think this fucking show is? All these shows. It's something to do for people with no jobs in the morning, including me. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not saying this out of jealousy. It's just shit's always just hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me how people report on it. People report like on the shit, like First Take. You got Chris Russo, and who I love. These guys are entertainers. he had to take like how the 86 Celtics would beat the Nuggets or something. And then JJ Redick slammed him. The reaction. And then they report on it. That's all these shows want you to do is report on them saying bullshit. That's why they just throw anything against the wall and see what sticks. See if we can get them going viral moments. JJ Redick's another one where they're like, oh, does he like he's getting coaching job interviews because of this fucking brainwash, because of the tricks going on in the show. All he does is say anything remotely sensible, and they think he's a genius compared to these lunatics that just say whatever they want for ratings. Oh man, it's exhausting me. Anyway, I gotta let me do it. That's enough for the NBA for Shannon Sharp and just know, degenerates out there, when you lay your head on your pillow, that I gave you that partially everything I got maybe into it a little bit. I write some stuff down, so I'll give you a little bit. Just know that. All right, when we come back, I will give out the U.S. Open bombs from Saudi Wood, and we'll get into all that. But first, let me tell you about Bird Dogs. They make you look good. They're the new shorts for the summer. They got stretch khakis, they got trunks, they got mesh shorts, they got all kinds of things. They're like the exact same thing as Lululemon, but fit way better. They got anti-sweat technology. They stretch to get you a slimmer fit without having to sacrifice movement. They're amazing. Like I say in my ad, you need new shorts for the summer. So you might as well go to Bird Dog Shorts, and you get a free Yeti-style tumbler with a purchase. So go to birddogs.com/pool, enter the promo code pool for a free Yeti tumbler, and you order. That's pretty great. You need new shorts. You need 2 pairs of shorts, every guy. You need mesh shorts or basketball short style. So get a new pair of those. You need a new pair. Turn them in. Get rid of the old pair. Don't wash them and keep them around. The string is already worn out. The stretch band round out, and you know how crusty they are. Listen, we don't need to get into what you did in those mesh shorts. We know what your shorts did last summer, as Jennifer Love Hewitt would say. Get rid of them. Get the new mesh shorts and the new and get these new nice khaki shorts. You need a nice brand new khaki shorts to start the summer. To start every summer. Because like I said, you go out on a summer day, during the weekend, whatever. You go to barbecue, you go whatever. Next thing you know, that day can get away from you. And next thing you know, you're out at night, and now you're out in the shorts, and there's no going back. You're like, uh-oh, guess this is it. I guess it's me and you, shorts, for the night. Can you handle it? These shorts can handle it. They'll get you in that restaurant. They'll get you in that. They won't get you kicked out. You can pull it off. The rest is up to you. Now, if you can handle it, I don't know. Anyway. So go do that. And then, like I said, birddogs.com/pool and hand yourself out. All right. Now we are back to, I don't even know what I'm playing here for songs, but let's get into it. Let's get some U.S. Open. There we go. That's kind of a shot down there. Anyway. All right, let's do it. I wanted to play some music for it. I don't know what to get into, though. Lawnmower sound? That doesn't make any sense. Construction sound, since we are in Los Angeles. And my God, we're kind of in Los Angeles. We're in Saudi Wood. So welcome to Saudi Wood. The U.S. Open is in Saudi Wood. The LA Country Club Open, the most restricted golf course in the land. So the U.S. Open major championship this weekend here in Los Angeles at the LA Country Club. They've never hosted it before. They used to never host Jews, let alone a major tournament. Minorities, forget them. I think their first black member was in 1991. This is one of those old-fashioned, restricted country club, get the fuck out of here golf courses. So you know it's going to be a tough course. You know they keep it upright. Uh, sad, but it's true. They're very restricted. They are. It's right in the heart of rich Beverly Hills and all that stuff. The 13th hole, I believe, is right by the Playboy Mansion. You can see it. There's gonna be cool. You can see good views. It's good. It's a beautiful course. And they're finally allowing this major on there. So there's not a lot of people that have a huge course history with it, especially with the renovations. Not only were they restricted against Jews and minorities and women, your usual triumvirate of country clubs, but they didn't even allow anyone in the entertainment business in. That means your man in the box couldn't even get into the LA Country Club. Bing Crosby famously bought a house. There's a north course and a south course. This is going to be playing the north course, and there's a land in between of the two of the courses, and it's the most expensive real estate like in the world almost. This patch of land is a golf resort. Bing Crosby bought a house. Like, sure, take me. Remember, nope, no way. We can't risk it. You might know some Jews being in the entertainment, Bing. Sorry, Bing. There's one guy who was an oil tycoon, but his name was Rosenberg. They didn't even let him in there. Well, I'm not Jewish. Yeah, I know, but that name's too close. So better safe than sorry. Us rich aristocrats say. You know what we wasps say? We say, if you're Jewish, have a nice day, but get the fuck out of our golf course. Anyway, great golf course. So we're going to break down the U.S. Open. It is the Saudi wood bombs. That's obviously the story coming into it, the LIV merger. We talked a lot about that last week. There's more to talk about because the comments they make, they just keep digging themselves into holes because they don't know how to answer these questions when reporters come at them like that. They keep making 9/11 comments, and that has become their 9/11. Talking about 9/11 has become the PGA's 9/11. First, it was Patrick Monahan, the commissioner, who's just a disaster. He has now stepped down with a medical condition. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take this week off. I got a medical thing. What is it? We're not going to disclose that. Just trust us. It's a medical thing. Okay. The medical thing is I keep putting my foot in my mouth and it's jammed in there. So I want to go ahead and put my head up my ass. So they got bought out by Saudi Arabia. As you all know the story, all the hypocrites, they were saying like, it's all blood money. They're responsible for 9/11. They should drag out the family victims. And like, well, they had money and they gave me free gas. So plus the PGA promised us that Saudi Arabia, we put it in the contract, won't do any more 9/11s. So we felt very comfortable moving forward with them saying, okay, you sure now, right? No more 9/11s? All right, let's do it then. Put her there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my thing on my video. I want to, is there anyone making comments here? I wonder if there's any comments. If you're out there, I see there's people watching. Type a comment though. I think there's something going on. I haven't seen any comments yet. Usually you guys are lighting up the board. So I don't know. Anyway, point is, let me click up to YouTube. I want to get that as merch, by the way. And that is, and that's a t-shirt with the PGA Tour logo, but with the, Saudi Arabia headgear on it. And it says, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Being Vern Lundquist called Jack Nicklaus's birdie at the 86 Masters when he goes, yes, sir. And then, yes, sir, of course, the guy who bought out the PGA. Anyway, so they got rid of Monahan because he's got a medical condition. So now this new guy, Jimmy Dunn, who I guess orchestrated the deal, his comments have been amazing. I got to pull up that article. Jimmy Dunn has been amazing. So Jimmy Dunn, he used to go on a thing about like, he's a businessman. He put together the deal. He said he lost 66 of his colleagues. I got to pull up his comment too. I'm just going to have to play it because it's so funny. Let me bring it up. And then he says, so what about that whole night? Because he used to go nuts about the 9/11 thing with Saudi with LIV. You know, he was just an asshole about it. Sorry, I'm pulling out my notes. And he goes, well, you know what? I've talked with this guy Yasser, and the guys we're talking with, they're not really responsible for 9/11. I'm pretty sure they weren't behind it. Matter of fact, if you bring out the guy who does it, I will kill anyone involved in 9/11. No need to wait. What? Yeah, no shit. It's not the guy in front of you. What are you, a child? Explaining Santa Claus? Let me pull up this fucking comment. I mean, good Lord. This is too much. Hold on. Why don't I have this thing queued up to begin with? Because I'm a guy in a box. That's why. Not to pull up my Slack and my whole thing. Did I pull up an article? Oh, no, I just left it there. That's why. I can't even fucking do it. Just trust me on this. Jimmy Dore goes, the people I'm dealing with had nothing to do with it. If someone can find that someone unequivocally was involved with it, I'll kill them myself. Okay, Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dunn. Yeah, we'll keep looking for that true killer like OJ. And bring you the people who did 9/11. Yeah, they're dead. We know that. They didn't. No, these guys didn't fly to planes. My God. And listen, I'm not even like I'm not even like against the whole fucking taking money from Saudi Arabia. I know when I say that. Well, the government does it. I know, but shouldn't we have a little better of a moral conscience than the U.S. government? If you want to set your barometer as the U.S. government, sure, then why don't you just fucking kill people? Hey, U.S. government kills people. Why can't I kill people? They take money for oil. Why can't we? But every comment they say is just fucking incredible. Not only is he talking about how he would kill people involved in 9/11, just Jimmy Dunn, this American businessman. He's like, I think about it every day. I think about the night that's not changed since that day. I'm not in the Lord. I guarantee those family members can. But also, this is what he says. This is how he goes to bed at night. I'm quite certain. I've had conversations with a lot of very knowledgeable people that the people I'm dealing with had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. Finally, there's some comments on there. If someone can find that, kids, I love that. If someone can find that, then we will kill them ourselves. And then he wants to become a peacemaker. I believe we should not run away from our differences. We should get to know each other. Why do they make it? Why do they even fucking do these? Take a medical condition. Basically make it too difficult to extreme, vicious, immoral aspects of people. You know, sure, people died 20 years ago. I get it. But let's communicate. And we're going to communicate by you giving us a lot of money. Then they talked about the merger. And you know they're bad when they start getting defensive like this. Oh, welcome to the comment boards and say no. And he goes, merger, nothing can be further from the truth. The PGA LIV merger. We're doing just fine. We control everything. What? He goes, the people that we have in place have too much experience. There's no way on God's green earth we're going to give up control. When they started making things like God's green earth and start talking aggressively like that. And if you say nothing can be further thing from the truth, that's what the truth is. So they're trying to say that they're just taking billions of dollars from Saudi Arabia. They control everything. Well, what do they get out of it? Well, they get to be a part of they get to be a potential investor. If you're so healthy, why did you need this fucking money then? I mean, it's just amazing. It's so funny how the PGA for a year cried out LIV player. People who went to the Live Tour not saying they did it for the money. Just say you did it for the money. Like their children, they need to hear it. And now they did the exact same thing. And they refuse to admit they did it for the money. Now they're saying, no, we just want to open up communications between two old rivals. Between airplanes and buildings. Some guys that just don't get it. You know what I mean? And then they want to get rid of the lawsuit to them. It's just so funny. The Live Tour sued the PGA because they were a monopoly. And then they got rid of the lawsuit and then they merged, and now they actually became a monopoly. The hypocrisy is too much for me. Anyway, it's amazing. So welcome. So now the U.S. Open comes to Saudi Wood. It's coming to Saudi Wood. So let's get into the bombs of the actual tournament. That's going to have to. So there's a lot of narrative that goes along with the with this merger. See, when you break down, when you handicap golf, now lately there's been metrics, obviously. Advanced, like, approach to green, all that shit. And they're very good. They don't always tell you what's going to happen. But other than that, the handicapping with golf, at least when it comes to golf writers, the only thing people ever talked about is their mental state. How can they mentally prepare? Are they going through a divorce? Forget it. Fade them. They can't possibly golf with that on their mind. Family has to be right. They're the only sport where you have to have the family right. They force it upon you. Tiger Woods, yes, you're the best golfer, but fake a marriage, cheat on her the entire time, just so we know you got a family to go home to, so you can sell Cadillacs. So Rory McIlroy, who's been the face, obviously, the PGA, and who hates the Live Tour and hates Saudi Arabia. And then when that happened, that devastating merger news happened. They're like, well, there's just no way he can compete. With that on his mind, how could he possibly play golf without? Well, he did just fine last week in Canadian Open. He came top 10. He didn't have a good Sunday, but he was competing. He had a very good Saturday and all that shit. But now they're saying the same thing with this today. So now you have the live players coming in. You have Brooks Koepka. Let's go down some of the odds here. There's so much shit to get into. I want to get into the fun stuff though too. I have 5 long shot bombs and a couple players I want to give in, and 5 matchup bombs for the golf. That's what I'll give you to. And then some fun prop bombs. Let's get into that. Insano said, bomb the bottom line, bomb the Saudi. We're pro Saudi. The Saudi. Sean Green just told me it's become the Saudi Gambling Podcast Network. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's get into it's a tough course. Obviously, there's been video. The rough by the greens is impossible. Let's get into some fun props. And then at the end, I'll give out the actual winner. And then a man in the box. And then we got to get out of here. Jesus, we've already been on 46 minutes. People are late to the comments. But the viewers are popping in. All right. My favorite fun prop bet. Will there be a hole in one? Yes is minus 175. No is plus 145. That's been coming down. It was at $2, $2.50. Now there's 5 par 3s on this course. But like 3 of them are like over 250 yards. There's one that's like 295 yards. So I'm just going to knock those out for hole in ones. I mean, hole in ones, you have to be lucky anyway. But when you're hitting woods and you have to blast it 300 yards, first of all, that's very unfun. I hate par 3s that are over 200 yards. Just 200 yards is my 300 yards. And another par 3 they had there's like 80 yards, which pro golfers say they hate that even more. They're like, what do I even do with this? Throw it? So I want to say no for the hole in one. No hole in one, plus 145. That's a sweat you can do all week. Just because the par 3s there's 5 of them, which isn't ideal, obviously, because it gives you more chances. Usually there's 4. But just the way they're so long and the one's so short, I don't know. There's a reason why that line's coming down, so I like that. Another one. Will a player be disqualified? No, minus 1,800. Yes, plus 1,000. You can bet that. I don't know if I want to bet will someone be DQ'd. Now, someone can be DQ'd. You know what? Let's give it out. Yes, there will. plus 10 to 1. And why do I say to be DQ'd? Not for violent behavior, not for anyone protesting the Saudi Woods, but they can be DQ'd for a scorecard violation. And when you're at a country club, this restrictive, that doesn't even allow people in the entertainment business to be members because they might know a Jew. They're going to be very sticklers. There's going to be a bunch of Karens out there. Golf is the ultimate Karen sport. So I think there's a high chance that they're going to find out someone's Jewish and kick him out of this tournament. So we're giving that. All right. Let's get back to round one. High score is 84.5 is the over-under. 64.5 is the lowest under. Also for the tournament, 85.5 and 64.5. That's, I think someone can go low. Someone can go high. That's pretty high. That's like fucking tin cup pie, you know, or that PGA guy, that amateur who everyone hates now. But there's also the Canadian Open champion who had his party. He could shoot a 90 after not giving a fuck. But I'm going to go over 64.5 round one. I don't think anyone's shooting a 64 tomorrow. That first day, people don't know what's going on with this course. It's a rare course where they haven't played it a lot. I mean, they got the practice rounds in, but it's pretty much of a mystery. So we're going to bomb that over 64.5 round one. You got to pay some juice, but I like it. So that's 3 props. Hole in one, player disqualified, round one, high score. Over. Or low score, over. We're not going to go high score. Another prop, last prop. Will there be a playoff? Yes is plus 350. No is minus 450. Now, the U.S. Open, their playoff system is not like the Canadian Open last week, where someone got body slammed, as Insano, Captain Insano likes to say. What are the odds if anyone gets to be body slammed there? Which I know I talked about that before. That's the Adam Hadwin getting body slammed by the security guard, by that linebacker. And I know you have to keep security, but what heckler is coming in with a bottle of champagne? Who's I better take this guy out? He's got, hey, what you do? I bought a 5-bottle Moe. I snuck it in, and I wanted to gouge the winner with it. Very expensive, but security guard took me out. But anyway, the U.S. Open playoff, if it happens, is 18 holes on Monday. That's very anticlimactic. There's no playoff thing. They do a fresh 18. I think they changed the rules. Let me look that up. They might have changed that. Because I'm pretty sure that's how it was growing up. U.S. Open playoff form. I'm pretty sure it's a fresh 18 on Monday. Yeah, they will. No, they head back to the 1st and 18th. All eyes on them. The sudden death format playoff holes. They used to play a fresh 18. Am I crazy for thinking this? Now I'm saying it's a 2-hole aggregate. That's even worse. I like it, and I hate the 18 holes, but that's what I was kind of cut. Well, you know what? Now I don't want this bet, because my analysis was going to be them having to come back on Monday on Juneteenth and play around on Juneteenth. And there have been nothing more elitist than that. Than a round of golf by 2 whites at the LA Country Club on Juneteenth. But now that they changed the format, I do remember them changing it. They eliminated the 18 hole. Okay, here we go. They eliminated it a couple of years ago. No, I'm glad I looked it up. Look at that. Man in the box, just spewing nonsense. All right, we'll keep it. We'll keep those props to that then. We'll keep it to props to me. Hole in one, no. Plus 145. Bomb it. Round one, high score. Oh, low score, over 64.5. I'm sorry, low score. Bomb that. And will there be a player disqualified? Yes, 10 to 1. Bomb that one. All right, now let's give out some matchup bombs and who I like to win the tournament. First of all, here's some long shots for you for some long bombs there if you want to do some dart throws, if you will. These are all 40-1 or higher. We'll start out with Bryson DeChambeau at 45-1. He is, everyone likes Brooks Koepka, and as they should, as the live golfer, because he's been dominating the majors. He just doesn't golf. He's extra cocky, Brooks Koepka. You see him at the press conference. I'll see you at the Travelers next week. Like he's just a dick. He's that jockey bully, jockey. He's a jock bully. His model girlfriend. And he's just a bully. But DeChambeau, he's the nerd. He's always tinkering on the shot. He blows up to 300 pounds. He doesn't know what he's doing with muscle. Then he loses it. That didn't work. He tries this. He's just a fucking dork, which I like about him. And he's actually playing pretty well. And he's not even doing it by hitting bombs the way he was doing it. He just does it a different way. So at 45-1, it's not a bad. He's the live golfer I'd rather have just for the odds. So we're going to take him 45-1. Bomb that. Fleetwood 55-1. Siwoo Kim 80-1. I love Siwoo Kim. Let's do that one. Wyndham Clark at 90-1, and then the ultimate live villain 100-1. Patrick Reed. Those are 5 long shot bombs. I'm trying to blow through this because now I'm running out of time. And now let's get to these quick matchups. Here's the 5 matchups where I like to play pretty strong. One is Tyrell Hatton versus Max Homa. Hatton minus a stroke and a half for the entire 72 holes is minus 110 regular bet. We're going to take Tyrell Hatton, bomb that. And the reason why is the narrative with Max Homa, who's not playing well, is that he has the course record at this place. It's 61. He shot it when he's at UCLA or whatever, or Cal Berkeley, wherever the hell he was. And it's his home course. And it's not his home course. And that's just a narrative. It's just a lazy narrative. And Tyrell Hatton's playing great. He almost won the Canadian Open last week. He's in great form. Homa's not. And the only reason why this line is low is because after the analytics, we don't know how to handicap golf. Like, well, he knows the course. Even he was on a podcast this week. He's like, yeah, I played it 12 years ago. It's certainly not the same thing. I played it since then, but like that's when I was good at. That's when I set the course record. So we're gonna take that Tyrell Hatton. We're gonna like it, and we're gonna like it. Next bomb: Hideki Matsui versus Jason Day. Hideki's minus 125. We're going to bomb that. Jason Day, he won earlier this year, and everyone thought he was back, and he's not. He's back to being Jason Day, which is present day Jason Day. Present day. Not good. Hideki Matsui, he is humiliated. He is the biggest loser from this merger, other than, the smaller players who didn't take money. Hideki Matsui was offered $750 million to play for the LIV Tour. And he turned it down and flew Spirit Airlines back the other day. True story. So in his culture, getting disgraced like that, he's coming back strong for this one. And Jason Day's playing bad. And I like Matsui. Matsuyama, not Matsui. Why am I saying Matsui? Because of the Yankee baseball player. Don't confuse my ignorance for racism, please. Just because I'm dumb doesn't mean I'm racist. Matsuyama. I know. And Captain Insano, thank you for the correction. I even caught myself on that one. But I usually don't. I usually just run my mouth. But I'm like, that doesn't sound right. It's Matsuyama. Matsui, I'm sure someone calls him Matsui on the tour as a nickname. Remember when George Steinbrenner called Hideki Arabu a fat toad? Jesus Christ. We miss owners like that. Anyway. Oh, Yankee fan. No, I know. It was Matsuyama. He was great. And I love Matsuyama. He's not only a great golfer. He was offered that because he's a god over there. He's a Japanese golfer who won the Masters. Only one to ever do that. So he's a god in Asian golf. And I always broke down how much Asia loves golf because they just can't believe the land that we waste over here. I mean, Japan's barely the size of New Jersey, and they have like 40 million people there. I don't know if any of those numbers are true, but the point is, they come over here and they're like, whoa, what's this? That's what we like to do, to lounge around. We like to relax on a Saturday. We have 2 golf courses here. Great. We'd have 13 million people on your back nine if we lived here. So Matsuyama, and I love his swing. I love how he has that pause in his swing up top. We all need to do some pauses. You see how fast we swing. And I love that matchup. So we have Tyrell Hatton versus Max Homa. Hideki Matsuyama versus Jason Day. We're going to do Xander Shadafod. I never know. Xander Shafrod versus Victor Hovland, -120. We're going to take Xander. Xander is a top 10, top 20 king in these majors. A lot of people like him to win it. He doesn't win it, but he'll get you there. He'll be there on Sunday. He shows up on Sunday. He likes all 4 days. Victor Hovland, I can see him bowing out. He's a little overvalued because he won a couple weeks ago, and he's in good form, but a lot of parts of his game doesn't do well for this course. This U.S. Open really breaks down golfers. The way they have the rough. They see these videos of this rough, and it's just insane. I gotta. I'll even put your Matsuyama comment up there. So we're gonna blow through that. Xander for -120 versus Hovland, and now the big one. The big matchup. Rory McIlroy versus Brooks Koepka. This has been a sharp matchup that everyone's been hammering. Koepka started out as the favorite, then it swung a little bit, and then there's a lot of steam on Rory. And I like it. It's now like 145 or something with Rory, which is kind of crazy. What happens is Brooks Koepka doesn't play a lot of golf. I mean, he does, but he fucks around the LIV tour with shorts on. He's got his brother, but he shows up the majors. He shows up. He doesn't need to go. He just balls out. He's a stud that way. It's kind of annoying. McIlroy, in his part, he's sick of answering these questions about this tour, and he's not doing any press conferences this week, which is kind of good. For some reason, I think the narrative is just overblown. How he can't handle thinking about this merger and also golf. But that's not just it. This course suits up well for Rory McIlroy. You got to be clever with your shots. You can't just bomb. You got to bomb, obviously. That's every course now. There's one par 5, it's like 650, and there's a lot of blind shots. So if you miss it, you're going to miss badly. But you can't, like there's a par 4, it's like a 300-yard par 4, you can drive the green. But if you miss it, you're in real trouble. And McIlroy, he's that Irish gypsy. He's a fellow Irishman, so he likes to play the clever the wicker shots. So we're going to do Rory McIlroy -1.5 versus Brooks Koepka. Those are 4 matchup bombs and 5 long shot bombs. And now we're going to go to 2 golfers that I like to actually win it outright bombs. We gave out Rory. I'm going to give out Rory again, 16-1. Bomb it. I think that, I don't like playing the narrative at all, but how amazing. This would be the ultimate narrative. Rory McIlroy now hates Saudi Arabian golfers, the LIV Tour, and he hates the PGA. And he hates the Monahan and Jimmy Dunn. Rory hates everybody. And that's something I can get behind. Like Nikola Jokic. He hates America. He hates the culture of worshiping celebrities and athletes. He hates playing basketball. He just likes his horses in Serbia. McIlroy, he hates everything about the PGA now and Saudi. And that's the isolation you need in golf. That's real isolation. Hatred, not love, not having a loving family that you really hate like Tiger Woods. That's why you fucking bang a Perkins waitress and run over a fire hydrant. No, McIlroy's finally got himself in a headspace where he hates everyone and everyone literally is against him and they're laughing at him. So this would be the ultimate redemption. And at 16-1, it's not the worst odds for maybe one of the best golfers in the world. Scotty Scheffler is the best golfer in the world right now. His odds are way too low at 6-1 to play. John Rahm, not bad odds at 10-1 for what a beast he is. But we're going to go with Rory McIlroy. You got to spread it thin. Rory McIlroy, and I'll toss in Jordan Spieth at 25-1. Double bomb. Jordan Spieth's playing good, and he has not won. He's what we call due. All right. Jesus Christ. This was a long show. I knew it was going to be a long show like this. I apologize. I was told when I after the football off season to make this show, as a guideline, 45 minutes. We'll do a couple of weeks, 45 minutes. These people, because to them, this is Kramer and Greentown. They can't comprehend that a guy in a box would just talk forever. How can you do it? I don't know how I do it. I tell you how I do it. I say things with not a care in the world if it's right or not. I'm calling Matsuyama Hideki Matsui for fuck's sakes. That's bad. But I understand. Anyway, let's get to the box. Too much golf to recap. Rewind if you want to hear the recap. But those were 5 long shots, 2 outrights, and 4 matchups, and 3 or 4 props. My favorite one being no hole in one. Not fun to root for, but anyway. All right, here we are. We are the man in a oh man, I gotta do this quickly. So I'm not gonna do the flaming hot Cheetos again. Never hurts to ask. I was gonna say never hurts to ask. I want to talk about these Oakland A's. That's what I want to talk about. We'll keep it sports related. Usually, my man in a box, I go off sports. Matter of fact, if you look at my, if you go to my Instagram, which I hope you follow at CJ Sullivan was taken, or if you go to my YouTube at CJ Sullivan or Bottom Line Bombs, I post my man in the box video clips. The one I posted today was those dramatic POV videos everyone does when they talk with their and they do those finger claps. I don't know why they do that. It's like they're trying to catch flies. And you did this and you did that. No, I was talking about in line in Starbucks, whatever. Anyway, these Oakland A's are amazing. So Oakland A's, if you haven't known, they're the worst team in baseball history almost this year. They're on pace to break the 62 Mets record. The run differential is terrible. They're trying to move them to Vegas. For years, they've been trying to. It's a mutual breakup. No one showed up at all this year. The owners didn't want them there. The fans, these Oakland fans, they get shit on nonstop. It's terrible what happens to them. The beloved Raiders, they got jacked to Vegas. Now they're going to jack the A's to Vegas. You move the Raiders to L.A. and back. The Golden State Warriors was theirs the whole time, but then they got good, so they moved them to San Francisco where they couldn't afford to get seats. I feel bad for Oakland. It's a real city with great fans. But they did something awesome that usually doesn't happen anymore in sports, where the fans had a voice. So they haven't been showing up lately. And then Vegas, they're trying to get this deal done where they're moving into Vegas and go where the Tropicana was and build a stadium there. They're trying to get public funding for it. So it's not finalized yet. And so recently this week, the politicians were like, in Vegas, which are stooges for the Oakland A's owner, this piece of shit owner, saying, well, Oakland can't support a baseball team. Look at nobody shows up. And then the fans heard this and they're like, whoa, wait a minute. We can support a baseball team, just not this baseball team. It's been, cheapskates and criminally cheap towards us for fucking ever. They go to playoffs, they just break them up. I mean, you have to watch the movie Moneyball. It explains it all, how cheap of an organization they are. So then their fans were like, well, we'll show. You want us to show up? We'll show up. And they planned a reverse boycott last night, where they're like, all right, we'll show up. Instead of not, we're all going to show up and we're going to tell you to fuck off. And it's exactly what they did. So like 30,000 people show up to, I mean, this stadium usually have like 2,000 people during the game. 30,000 people showed up. Now they've won 7 in a row. It's getting like this Moneyball team. And they showed up. They did this awesome thing in the 5th inning where they were dead silent for the first batter. And then as soon as the first batter was over with, they orchestrated this. 30,000 people. Then they all started chanting, sell the team. Like, sell the team. It's rocking, yelling at an owner. I love paying money. Here, you get our money, but we're paying you to say, fuck you. And they were screaming it all game. And then they won because the A's couldn't believe they had people in the stands. And they've won 7 in a row. They've basically doing what every baseball movie's plot line is. Every baseball plot line movie, or sports movie in general, really, is the owner hates the team and he wants to move the team, or she moves the team. And they hate their own team for some reason. And so why do they hate their own team that they own? But that's the plot. All right, let's fuck the owner, because they want to do a class warfare, Major League, even any given Sunday. That storyline is always in every sports movie. And then they start winning, and you can't believe it, in spite of the owner. And now they're doing it. Like, fuck it, let's try that plot line out. We know it's cliche, but it's working. And now they've won 7 in a row. As Captain Insano said, they've won 7 straight. If you did a rollover and they're under huge underdogs, because they have a 192 run differential, minus 100. If you did a rollover parlay of all 7 games, you'd be up $175,000. That means if you put $100 and just parlay, which I do love those stats when people that, first of all, no one ever does that. No one's ever done a rollover parlay. Because then you got to predict the future. So, all right, I'm going to start now, and I'm going to join this winning streak. What you'd get out now, right? If you're up 175K, or do you roll this over? I say roll it over. I'm not getting out of it. I've seen Major League. They got a cardboard cutout of the owner, and they're stripping them down part by part, and that's working. So that was amazing to see fans actually have a voice. Now, are they still going to leave? Yes. I mean, it means absolutely nothing that happened. But I support any issue where you pay an entry fee to tell a billionaire to fuck off. So good for you. Good for you, Oakland A's fans, for finally getting something for the man. That's something the man in the box can get behind. And for cliche and sports, see, that's how sports movies can save, I don't know, Christmas. I don't know how that goes. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's show. That got long, and I feel like I had to force it all in there. But thank you, Captain Santa, for being in the comments. Make sure to like this video on YouTube and subscribe. Oh, I forgot that I got to give out my my Edge Boost Double Down Play of the Day. Forgot to give that out. I'm going to give it out, and my Edge Double Boost Play of the Day is over 64.5 for the lowest score in first round. Bomb that. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge. Sign up today. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge. Like I said, follow me on all the socials. It's scrolling down there. Instagram, CJ Sullivan was taken. Twitter at CJ Sullivan _ whatever. Subscribe to the Blackout Diaries, my other podcast. I do a Sean Flannery drinking story podcast. Very fun. Other than that, enjoy the U.S. Open this weekend in Saudi Wood. They're golfing all weekend in Saudi Wood. All right, I'll see you.